Hello and welcome to Cricket Happenings, dear friends and subscribers. On this Cricket Happenings show today, it's the fourth day of the second test between Sri Lanka and West Indies. Well, it was definitely steep in controversy, as you know, yesterday the Sri Lankan team refused to they refused to come out, and then play finally began, as you know, and now they have officially announced that the Sri Lankan skipper Dinesh Chandimal is being charged with ball tampering, because it seemed that he probably took some sweets, and then he probably applied the saliva onto the ball, and this is being investigated, but he has been definitely charged with Dinesh Chandimal has absolutely denied it, so they will have a hearing and one will know the outcome. So very sad if at all that is happening. That is very sad for international cricket. We already know the episode that happened in Australia, South Africa, where Australian players have already been banned. So one does not know what is there. So unless and until they look at the videos and then listen to what Chandimal had to say. So right now we can't say anything, but he has definitely been charged of a ball tampering, the Sri Lankan skipper, unfortunately. And I have to say that Sri Lanka redeemed themselves very well today. In fact, with the 53 runs rate, they were really tottering at 47 for 4. And it looked like Shannon Gabriel was once again fire and brimstone. He knocked up all the wickets and reduced them to 48 for 4. And today he definitely got a 10 wicket bag as well. Adding to his 5 wickets, he got 6 wickets in the Sri Lankan second innings. But so at that time, one thought that Sri Lanka were definitely in the dumps. But it all thanks to Kushal Mendis and Dikwala, who played aggressive cricket, to Mendis scoring 87, Dikwala 62, and Roshan Silva chipping in at 48, and the skipper Chandimal himself with 39, pivoted Sri Lanka to a powerful position on the end of the fourth day, where the score actually read 334 for 8. So basically, with the lead, they were 287 runs behind. The second new ball is just 9 overs old, and tomorrow it would be definitely West Indies will be liking to knock out Sri Lanka before they reach the magical 300 mark. In a sense, the lead is 300, and then West Indies have to be chasing 300. So definitely we are in for a great day of Test cricket as far as the final day at Gross Islet is concerned. We'll be talking about that match, and there's the fourth match in the Tri Nations tournament between Netherlands, Ireland, and Scotland. Today, Netherlands and I think it was Netherlands and Ireland. I'm just going to see. Yes, it was Netherlands and Ireland actually playing out a tie today. Sorry, it was Scotland. Scotland and Ireland actually tying a match. Now, this is the first time that a T20 match has been tied up with the scores level, and there is no super over being played. Does not know the reason, but this is the first ever match which has remained like after the T20 scores have been tied up. There was no super over, and also India A did well in their first game against the ECB 11, as they are on the tour of England, as you know, and then they go to West Indies A as well, and India A has performed very well. They actually got the first tour match. It was a win for them. They won the match by 125 runs against the England Cricket Board 11, which did not, and they were bowled out for 203, which I'll come back to. But first, there'll be more of I'll be more concentrating on the match between Sri Lanka and the West Indies. So as I said, they started off today with Udavate, who was the victim yesterday, who had already was out, and they had the night watchman Kasun Rajita at the crease along with Kushal Pereira. So it all started off with the first wicket to go was Kasun Rajita. What a delivery from Gabriel! Wonderful delivery, probably the ball of the day, because the ball seamed in from outside the off stump and had Kasun Rajita in all sorts of trouble. as he was pretty slow with his reflexes, being a night watchman, and the ball actually hit his back leg, and he was gone. The ball stayed low as well, and Rajita was gone. LBW bowled Gabriel for naught, and after that, Gabriel picked up the wicket of Dhananjay De Silva. Dhananjay De Silva was cheaply dismissed for just 3 runs. In fact, it was not a good stroke from De Silva. It was a wide delivery from Shannon Gabriel. He did not get his full body behind the ball, and he just wanted to stand and just slash it over the slip cordon, and in the process he ended up with the first slip, Smith actually grabbing the catch at chest height, and Dhananjay De Silva was a goner, caught Smith, bowled Gabriel for 3. So that made the score 44 for 3, and Mahela Udavate was out today. In fact, Mahela Udavate was the next man out, and this wicket was actually taken by Kemar. It was taken by Kemar Roche, who actually got him caught by Bishu. Now this was a very, very soft dismissal. In fact, Kemar Roche probably bowled it a bit slower with a crossing position, and in fact, Mahela Udavate actually prodded forward, and the ball actually landed in the hands of. They had a short cover in position for Mahela Udavate, and Bishu took the catch, and Mahela Udavate was gone for 19 with 2 boundaries, and that really sent a real flutter among the Sri Lankan camp as they were reduced for 48 for 4. Kushal Pereira was out for 20, 3 boundaries. That was a ball from Gabriel that was actually pinned him at the crease, and it was in line with the off stump. And while Kushal was actually trying to defend the delivery, there was a bit of away movement, and the ball actually took the nick and went into the keeper's hands, and Kushal Pereira was out. So that really, as I said, the Sri Lankans were really struggling at 48 for 4, and now we had 2 new batsmen at the crease. One was the skipper Chandimal, under immense pressure after that incident that took place where he was charged with ball tampering, and Kushal Mendis of the crease. But Kushal Mendis and Chandimal combined well, and they really started doing the resurrection job pretty well, especially Kushal Mendis, who was really playing some wonderful strokes. And as you know, Kushal Mendis, he is very good against spin. He likes to play the sweep shot, and predominantly he's a leg side player. He gets a lot of runs on the leg side, and that's what he precisely did. At the other end, Chandimal definitely was under immense pressure, and Chandimal was totally playing second fiddle to Kushal Mendis, as he was just guarding his wicket and trying to occupy the crease as much as possible. But the good thing that it did is Chandimal, with Mendis playing a bit of aggressive cricket, in fact hit Kemar Roche for 2 sixes on the leg side, just whipped him away into the stands with some nice bottom hand. And Kushal Mendis and Chandimal took the score from 48 for 4 to they took it to 165. So there was a 7 runs partnership which ensued between Mendis and Chandimal, and then finally Kemar Roche was the one who broke the stand when he picked up the wicket of Dinesh Chandimal. Now this was one which actually probably one was really looking whether Chandimal has actually edged it, and it was there was a big appeal for caught behind, and that was turned down, and they went for the review, and finally it was found that Chandimal was caught behind Dowditch of the bowling of Roche for 39 with 1 boundary. So in walked in Roshan Silva now to join a very confident Kushal Mendis at the crease, and Roshan Silva for the first time in this series really made his innings count. He played an innings which was he definitely took the place of Dinesh Chandimal, and he was definitely doing what Chandimal was doing best when he was with Kushal Mendis, and that was to stay at the crease. And but Kushal Silva also kept the scoreboard ticking. I mean, he's really they rotated the strike very well, and then Gabriel coming back into his spell. This was another partnership which did not add much. The 34 runs were added, and the big wicket of Kushal Mendis was taken by Shannon Gabriel. Shannon Gabriel, a good delivery from Shannon Gabriel. This was a ball which actually Mendis was trying to play at the ball, but probably not with the full body behind the ball. There was a bit of movement as well. Took the inside edge and went on to crash into the stumps. So he was clean bowled by Kushal Mendis, but a very good knock from Kushal Mendis under the circumstances. He was bowled by Gabriel for 87, which contained 8 fours and 2 sixes. Now the score read 199 for 6 when Kushal Mendis departed, and Dikwala joined him. Now Dikwala showed a lot of enterprise when he joined Roshan Silva, and before one could even think, Dikwala continued what Kushal Mendis was doing. Probably they had a ploy that one player will actually play the strokes and the other would play second fiddle, and that's Roshan Silva was doing that precisely. And from 199 for 6, Dikwala took the place of Kushal Mendis and started hitting boundaries. And as I said, he played aggressive cricket, and Roshan Silva was still. This was a good partnership because it added 99 runs to the good, which really gave a big boost to this Sri Lankan total, as the score swelled to 298. And then Roshan Silva, after doing the staying job well, left the scene as Gabriel picked up his 5th wicket here. Now this was a very, very good catch from Shane Dowrich behind the wickets. The ball actually was going down the leg side, but what a stunning catch taken by Shane Dowrich. Back of length, the ball actually cut back in sharply, and probably he was trying to play it through behind the keeper, and in the process Dowrich actually, it got a sort of an edge, and Dowrich actually snapped a good catch, and this was the 10th wicket for Gabriel in the match, and it also happened to be the first 10 wicket scalp by a West Indian bowler against Sri Lanka, which was a bit surprising, but definitely Shannon Gabriel has that privilege of being the first West Indian bowler to take 10 wickets against Sri Lanka. So De Silva was gone, caught Dowrich bowled Gabriel 48 with 2 boundaries. Now Dikwala was there playing some enterprising strokes as he has been doing, and Dhananjaya joined him. But with the score just moving to 307, Dikwala probably one thought would try to stay till towards the end, but unfortunately that was not the case. In fact, Gabriel went on to pick up his 11th wicket of the match when he picked up the most important wicket of Neoshan Dikwala. Now this was a ball which was outside the leg stump, and he tried to actually just probably go outside the leg stump. He was giving himself a bit of room, but it was very smart of Gabriel, followed him, and he probably tried to give him some room and probably put him over the cover region, but instead he scooped the ball, and Powell took the catch. But what an innings from Dikwala, which really gave a good boost. Caught Powell bowled Gabriel 62 with 7 boundaries, and 307 for 8. And finally, Dhananjaya and Lakmal added to the frustration by actually putting on another 27 runs partnership for the 9th wicket. When stumps were drawn for the day, the Sri Lankan score was 334 for 8. So essentially they were 287 runs ahead. Dhananjaya was not on 16, 2 boundaries. Lakmal was not on 7. As I said, the second new ball would be used tomorrow, and West Indies would definitely like to knock off the Sri Lankans as quickly as possible. Probably try to wrap it up very quickly and probably give themselves a target of 300 to chase against that. So I think it's a great day of Test cricket coming up tomorrow at the Darren Sammy National Cricket Stadium, Gross Isle, St. Lucia. The bowling, Kemar Rose, 20 overs, 3 maidens, 2 for 75 bowled, while Gabriel was simply superb. 11 wickets in the match. I think it is his best bowling analysis for him. 19 overs, 5 maidens, 57 runs and 6 wickets. And Shannon Gabriel definitely needs to, he's really has been, I mean, he was very impressive against India as well. And he's been, I think it's the good thing to happen for the West Indians in Test matches. Shannon Gabriel is really becoming a sort of a real strike bowler with this extreme pace that he generates. Jackson Holder, Jason Holder, 15 overs, 4 minutes, none for 38. Miguel Cummins, again, wicketless, 13 overs, 1 minute, none for 44. Bishu, 11 overs for 58. Chase, 10 overs, 1 minute, none for 38. And Brathwaite, 1 over for 4. So that is the match situation. But as I said, a wonderful day of Test cricket coming up tomorrow at the Gross Isle. So that's very quickly. As I said, the Tri Nations tournament, which is playing at Netherlands, and it's been played at Den Venter. Scotland and Ireland played, and the match was tied. In fact, Scotland made 185 for 4. Ireland tied it with 185 for 6. Now, they required 7 runs of the last over, with Sterling still at the crease. But it was still, Ireland could not win the match, and Safian Sharif picked up a wicket of the final delivery to actually end matters when they just needed a solitary run to win the match. Scotland, 185 for 4. It was Muncy making 46 at the top of the order of 25 deliveries, 5 fours and 2 sixes. Kyle Quedger, the captain, crashed 54 of 41 with 7 boundaries. McLeod was not on 46 of 39 deliveries, 5 fours in that. Lees was out for 4. Matthew Cross making 18. Berrington not out for 185 for 4 was what Scotland put up on the board. Simi Singh's 1 for 34. Chase was costly, 2 overs, none for 19. 4 overs, 1 for 36 for George Doctor, the left-arm spinner. McCarthy was crashed for 51 runs of his 4 overs with 1 wicket. Sean Thompson, 3 overs, none for 16. And Peter Sterling bowled 3 overs for 22. Ireland target of 186 runs to win. The main person is that Sterling was there at the crease. Sterling made 81, and he was there leading the chase for quite a long time, but he fell in the 14th over, and he was the highest scorer with 81 of 41 deliveries, 5 fours and 6 sixes. It was he banged boundaries and sixes at absolute will, Peter Sterling. It was good to see. Shannon was out for 6, Balbini 3, you could not make much. Simi Singh was out for 26 of 23, 3 fours. Wilson 20 of 14 deliveries, 2 fours. Kevin O'Brien kept the attack going by hitting 28 of just 17 deliveries, which included 3 sixes. But then Shane Thompson pointed over the crease, and as I said, in the last over, they required 7 runs, and they got 6 runs, but the 7th run eluded them, and it ended in a tie. Thompson not out 7, Pointer not out 2. And looking at the bowling for the Scottish bowlers, Safian Sharif 2 for 31, Sol 4 overs 43, Hamza Tahir 1 for 43, Whittingham 2 for 33, Leask none for 18, Berrington 2 overs 1 for 10. So that is as far as that match was concerned. Now let's look at as I said, the India A, who is on a tour of England A, and then they go and play against West Indies A, and this is the first match of the India A Tour of England, which was played at Leeds today. India A, it was a 50 over game, one day international. India A innings, 50 overs, made 328 for 5. There were Prithvi Shaw, the opener, made 70 of 61 deliveries with 7 fours and 3 sixes. Very impressive knock at that. Vihari making 38 of 61, 52, 2 fours, 1 6. Mayank Agarwal was dismissed for just 4 runs. Shreyas Iyer contributed 54, the captain of the team, of 72 balls, 5 fours and 1 sixes. Vijay Shankar out for 11. Ishan Kishan crashed 50 of as many balls, 4 fours, 2 sixes. Krunal Pandya contributed 34 of 39, 2 fours, 2 sixes. 28 from Akshar Patel, unbeaten runs at that of 30 deliveries, 2 fours, and 328 for 8. As far as the bowling is concerned, Higgins was the most successful, 10 overs, no made, and 4 for 50 from the England Cricket Board. And England Cricket Board were given a big target of 329 runs to win from their 50 overs. and they were bowled out for 203 by the Indian bowlers. India A had a big win there by 25 runs, and this would definitely have boosted their morale going into the remaining matches against England A. The highest scorer was, I think, Critchley was the highest scorer with 40 or 58 balls with 4 fours, 27 from Hankins, 28 from Jack, Slater making 37. Other than that, and the Indian bowlers, if you look at it, 3 wickets for 48 for Deepak Chahar, the man who actually moves the ball both ways, had some very good pace as well. Prasidh Krishna 1 for 58, 1 for 35 KK Ahmed, 1 for 18 Vijay Shankar, 2 for 21 Akshat Patel, 1 for 21 Krunal Pandya, and the game was over. So that's about it as far as today's cricket show is concerned. Hope you all liked it, and with more to come on tomorrow's next cricket happening show, it's time to say good night.